we're going to turn now to our series, Changing the Game, which highlights extraordinary women. And for Black History Month, we're going to highlight Black women making a difference in their fields now and for future generations. This morning, we are introducing you to Angel Gregorio. She is the founder of the Spice Suite. It's a specialty shop in Washington, D.C. that sells unique spice blends and condiments. Since launching in 2015, the Spice Suite has also hosted thousands of pop-up shops from more than 450 Black-owned businesses. Angel Gregorio here with us this morning. Welcome.
Thank you.
You have the best line about your business that I've ever seen. You said it is the Spice Shop and Dream Incubator.
Yes.
Explain that.
So, of course, we're a spice shop, right? Everyone knows that we have spices, honeys, olive oils, all the sexy things for food. But what I think folks come to us for and they stay a while is because we allow other Black businesses space to expand their businesses. So we call ourselves a dream incubator because some come with just a dream,
Right.
and that dream grows after popping up at our store.
Well, you certainly had the dream. This was not what you were working in all the time. You were an assistant principal
Yes.
when this dream of yours started. So how did you end up in this business?
Yeah, I literally say I'm living a dream I didn't even know I had, right? Like, I don't even know how I got here. It's the most serendipitous thing ever. I was walking down the street. I saw a for lease sign. I called the landlord wanting to know what the rent would be, and I thought it was like an apartment. Like, if I ask you the rent, you tell me.
Right.
But he had some legitimate questions, like, what do you want to do with the space? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. And he's like, well, we need to know before I tell you the rent. And I was like, sir, I'm going to open a spice shop. Can you just tell me the price? And it stuck. And 3.5 weeks later, I opened a spice shop. I left my job 2 months after that, and that was almost 8 years ago.
Why a spice shop?
I don't know. I don't know what made me. I didn't grow up going to spice shops. When I opened, there were other spice shops in D.C. that I'd never been into. We are now the only spice shop left in D.C.
Angel, I know we're here to talk about spices, but
Yeah.
your style has got me
everything.
like speechless here.
Thank you.
You say food is fashion.
Yes.
How so?
Because I feel like we should mix and match and take risks in our kitchens and our closets. Like, don't think so hard about what you're wearing or how you're flavoring food. Folks come into the Spice Suite, and because they're overwhelmed, because there's so many spices, the first question is almost always, what should I put on my chicken? And I'm like, girl, I don't even know you. I don't know what you want your chicken to taste like. And it's like walking into a department store saying, what should I wear today?
Right.
Like, they don't know you. They don't know what you feel most comfortable with. Like, I don't know the rules. I didn't go to culinary school. So I'm not here to tell you what you should flavor your food with. I'm just here to provide you with a bunch of options.
Yeah, just try it. You've been to
Yeah.
36 countries, trying different spices, and you make your own unique blends, do you
Yes,
not?
I do.
What do you look for?
So I'd really go with just curiosity, right? Like, everyone cooks. Everywhere in the world, there's spices, there are fellow spice girls all over the world. And so I really just go wanting to know what they cook with in Africa or in Asia, in India, wherever I am. And I come back inspired to create a similar flavor profile, or maybe inspired by the colors that I see. That might inspire me.
Okay, so go back to that assistant principal for a minute, that
Yes.
teacher, right? So people will watch and they'll be like, oh, that's nice. But now help inspire folks watching who want to do something as original as you did.
Yeah, so I think my advice to folks is always start now, perfect later, right? And I say that because sometimes I think that we get in our own heads and we think that we can't start the thing until it's perfect in our heads, and then we can make it perfect in real life. But the reality is it might not ever be, right? Like, there were several iterations of the Spice Suite in terms of our bottles, our branding. Where we are now is not where we'll be in 5 years. I don't know where we'll be, but I'm sure it won't look like it does now. So sometimes we just have to get started.
You
teacher.
provide that opportunity,
Yes.
too, for a lot of people as
sure.
well. Black and Fourth,
Yes.
the first Black-owned strip mall.
Yes.
Again, I sort of go to where did the idea come from, but why so important also to provide this opportunity for people?
Yeah, I think that, so the idea for the strip mall was also random. I did not plan to do that. I was just looking for a commercial space to purchase because I was outgrowing my small space that I was renting. And when I saw this former tow truck company that was this huge building with garage doors, it's set on a huge parking lot, I immediately knew I could not occupy all this space by myself. I knew I wanted to bring some Black people along with me on this journey, and I wanted to start a bigger conversation about affordable commercial space. We talk nationally about affordable housing, but if small business is the backbone of the country, then folks need more than an online shop, right? Like, you need a brick and mortar space. And so if I have space, then I can share it with you.
What have you learned about yourself in this process? I mean, you don't know where you're going to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
It sounds like you didn't know where you were going to be 10 years ago right now.
Yeah.
What have you discovered?
I've discovered that I am much more risky than I thought. Like, I knew that I took risks in fashion, right? Like, I've been that way since childhood. I've always worn crazy things. But I did not realize that I could take this much risk in real life, that I could go and be so bold and so audacious in the way that I've been. And so it shocks me sometimes that this is my life.
Yeah.
One more thing before we go. Are you doing what sets your soul on fire?
Absolutely. I feel free. I feel so free. I feel like I'm retired. I don't feel like I work.
That's a blessing.
That's a beautiful
really
thing.
is,
And to
yeah.
your point, people should feel free when they're making dinner as well. You don't have to follow the recipe. Just try the different spices.
Just go with it.
Worst case scenario, it's just not a good forkful.
Yeah.
We'll have to make it again.
Yeah.
To make it again.
Angel, I got to tell people, you said this also. When we started, my only goal was to never have to go to my bank account and pay the rent. That was year 1. Year 3, I was like, if I could pay myself a salary, I'd be happy. Year 5, everything changed. Good for you.
Thank you so much.
Good for you.
Thank you so much.
Angel Gregorio, thank you. Continued success in helping others as well.